Welcome everybody today. This is Rick with Run Candlesticks. What we're going to be talking about is a little bit about the rounded bottom breakout, and we're also going to be talking about scanning for it using the LTA live trading alert scanner. Again, I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. And if anyone asks, will it be recorded? Yes, it will be recorded, and you will be getting a copy of the recording. Okay, let's fire this off. I know on the right down here it says 1 of 31 slides. I don't have 31 slides. There might be 13, maybe 14 slides is what we're going to look at. I'm going to try really, really hard to keep this in the neighborhood of 40 minutes or less, 45 minutes maybe. But I'm going to try really, really hard at doing that. Okay, I always have to figure out how to use PowerPoint once we do this. Quick little disclaimer: investing and trading involves significant risk and is not suitable for everyone. No communication from Hit and Run Candlesticks Inc. or this webinar should be considered as financial advice. You guys can go ahead and read the rest of that. Bottom line, you're advised to consult a licensed financial advisor before trading. Okay, I want to give you a picture of what a good rounded bottom breakout looks like. Here's MO, and you can see here really quick what we're doing here. In a nutshell, we're looking for a downtrend with price, and then we're looking for price to change and start moving up. Now, I've got straight lines right here, but we all know that charts and price action does not move that way. Price action moves up and back and up and back and up, to and fro, kind of like waves in an ocean. They just go in and out, in and out. Same thing. And what our job to do is to find a chart strategy and then put some patterns inside that strategy to make the trade. That sounds all fine and dandy, and it is. It works. It really, really does. The rounded bottom breakout happens to be probably my most favorite and one of my most profitable trades. One reason it is because it keeps me in check. And what I mean by that is I'm able to, let's see here, we'll use this color. I'm looking for trades basically from this 50-day simple moving average, that's the blue line, to the red line, which is the 200-day simple moving average. And what that does is it captures price within an area. For the trader out there says, well, what if it goes higher? That's not the strategy I'm looking for. I'm not saying this can't go higher. And I'm not saying it wouldn't be a good strategy, another strategy perhaps, to trade this higher. I'm looking for a strategy that goes from the 50 to the 200. Simple as that, trying to keep everything compact as much as possible. One other thing it does for you is you don't have to look at as many charts to find these, because we have a scan that brings this into that measurement. So price it's trending down, and then we start moving up. Well, we cross over the 50, and then we trade it within here. And I'll show you some things there. Excuse me, drink of water real quick. There we go. And by the way, I don't mind questions, so please, please, please feel free to ask any questions that you might have. Okay, the rounded bottom breakout, I want you to think of the rounded bottom breakout as a strategy, all right? Not a pattern. Think of it as a strategy. And the strategy, like I said earlier, is looking for charts that have been in a downtrend, and we're going to use that 50-day simple moving average with price trading below the 50-day simple. And then we're going to look for price that crosses over the 50-day simple. And then what we want to do is find patterns inside that area so we can gain those profits. So you can see here, we're looking for a stock that's in a downtrend. And we're going to use that 50-day simple moving average below the 200 simple. When price comes back above the 50-day simple, that's when we start looking for those price patterns. Somebody might be thinking, well, is this a trade down here? Yes, it is. I mean, absolutely. Any chart has a trade to it, and that can certainly be traded. But we're looking for a specific strategy, and the strategy is the rounded bottom breakout, which the definition is stocks in a downtrend, stock comes up over the 50, we trade from the 50 to the 200. After the 200, it's a different strategy. The 200 SMA is the final target for this particular strategy. And again, the strategy is simply between the 50-day simple and the 200-day simple. So once the RBB strategy begins, we look for basic trading conditions. And you know, I sat for quite some time making a list, and I came up with a whole bunch of different things. And you know, whenever we're talking on the mic here or talking in the trading room, we can come up with a lot of different things you might want to look at looking at a trade. But as I was writing things down and preparing this particular slide and making notes, and I have, you know, when I do this, I make notes all over the slide, and then I go clean it up and keep what I want, things like that. And I discovered something very, very unique, very simple, very easy, is that you can say things that is the basic, and you can come up with different ways to say it, but all you're doing is repeating yourself. Bottom line, if you pay attention to price action, and I use candlesticks to help me with that. If you pay attention to chart patterns, to strategies, and the reason this is highlighted yellow is that's what we're talking about today, is strategies. You keep track of your trend, and you use support and resistance. And do you know that that is all you have to know in a chart? Now, I mean, you can branch off from each one of these just a little bit, and you can find other little, say, bullet points to talk about. But these are the headlines. This is what you're looking for. Price action. Again, I use candlesticks. I think a lot of people use candlesticks. Chart patterns, strategies, trend, support, and resistance. Let's see, if the sound is not clear, you might want to log off and log back in. I do think you're the only one, yeah. What we're going to look at is, today this is about scanning, and we're going to look at some charts, and we're going to talk more about charting as well, but I want to talk about some automated scanning and alert. And remember I said that, you know, price action, candlesticks, chart patterns, strategies, and trend. Let me go back one. Support and resistance. Notice that's not on that next slide. Everything else is on the next slide. Everything else. What we're going to be looking at is something with what we call LTA for short, live trading alerts. We've accomplished automating price action. We've accomplished candlesticks. We've accomplished chart patterns. We've accomplished strategies such as the RBB. We've accomplished trend. Now we cannot, we have, maybe someday we can, but in this automation, we have yet to put in any kind of support and resistance. Not saying it couldn't happen in the future, but right now we don't have support and resistance in the automation. Now, can you just imagine, we're automating all of this right here. Everything is automated for you. Or you can sit and you can look through charts, flip charts, which I've done for years, and you can look for that particular price action or candlestick pattern you're looking for, and you can look for a particular chart pattern that maybe is within the strategy that is either trending or not trending in the direction you want it to trend. Well, we've automated that, just very simple. And here's what we're going to look at. Now, I clipped some of these charts. Now, any charts in here, they are not meant to be traded now. I don't even know what they look like today. One thing I am going to do is if I see something moving today, I might bring the alert over and we can take a look at it. We'll see how time goes here. Because I've got the alerts running live on my screens as well. So here's PXD. We've set up the automation and it's a rounded bottom breakout. And along the top here, you can see I've got bull morning. That's a bull morning star, a bullish engulf, bullish Hiromi, piercing candle on this. So I'm looking for the rounded bottom breakout. You'll have to take my word for it that this is in a downtrend, downtrend like that. You'll just have to take my word for it. I chopped the chart off so we could get everything on the screen. We started moving sideways. It started to become a rounded bottom breakout, and our target is up here at the 200-day simple moving average. I want to be alerted when something in here happens. And when this was, I'm sorry, I said Hiromi earlier. I think I meant hammer. I apologize. Hammer is what this is. And see that green dot right there? That green dot? So it's a rounded bottom breakout. I've set up this alert so I can be alerted when whatever candlestick signal I have on this. And I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4 on here. I could put a dozen or 2 dozen if I wanted to. So you can see here that PXD started alerting on this second candle back with a hammer. So now I've got a rounded bottom breakout that is giving me a hammer. With hammers, you're looking for pullbacks. We already know that. So we're looking for a hammer that might get me interested in it, putting it on a watch list perhaps, or I might even buy it based on that candlestick signal right through here. And the cool thing is I'm being alerted on this in real time. Now, if you don't like that chart, if you don't want to buy it there, if you see this chart and you think, well, you know what, I would rather buy it if it breaks out, you can certainly do that. The thing to remember is this was alerted for you to put on your, what I would call hot watch list. Here, and VLO. I wanted to point out VLO, and you can see it coming up here on the scan. It has, at the time of this print, it had no, when I clipped it anyway, it had no individual candlestick signal on this. But you can see how VLO, and once again you'll have to, whoops, there it is. Once again you'll have to take my word for it that's in a downtrend, and it started moving up. Now, I clipped this over here. We're going to come back and talk about this in just a second. You can see how that it came back down to the 50. It started to look bullish, bullish candle in there. That's where the alert starts to happen. Now I'm alerted in real time that VLO is the bulls are interested in it at this time, and then I can make that choice whether to be long or not long. I say long because rounded bottom breakout is a long chart, a long chart strategy. I want to come back over here and talk about this. I hear some people say, will ask, is this a failed rounded bottom breakout? And this would be a rounded bottom breakout, bullish rounded bottom breakout here. And they ask, well, is that a failed rounded bottom breakout? No, it's not failed. How much money could you have made from here to here? That's not a failed rounded bottom breakout. Nowhere in the world ever do stocks just keep going up. I mean, that's like perfect world, but unfortunately we're not that perfect of a world. So keep in mind that charts move back and forth and up and down and inside and out. This is not a failed RBB. Was alerted here, trade could have been made on it, and a ton of money could have been made on it. Just like this right here. Now, is this a failed RBB? Yes, it is, because it becomes an RBB when it's back above that 50-day simple moving average, or anytime it's above the 50-day simple, after the downtrend, and as long as we have some room between that 200 and the 50 simple. And then it became an RBB right in here. So the question is this a failed RBB? No, that is not a failed RBB setup. With an entry, that could have been a very nice swing trade right here. So that is not a failed RBB. That is simply a chart that is up and has pulled back. Okay, while we're here, there is something I want to talk about. The RBB, the original RBB, rounded bottom breakout setup, requires 10% between the current price, around that 50-day simple moving average, up to the 200. And I want to explain that because there's been some adjustments. There's been a few adjustments, but I want to explain that. The reason that I did that years ago, because I only traded small price stocks years ago. And you can get some of those bigger moves in small price stocks. You can get this setup with small price stocks, that 10%, relatively easy. But if you're looking at larger price stocks, $50 stocks, $80 stocks, $100 stocks, you might not be able to see 10% between there. And with those more expensive, higher dollar stocks, the majority of people that I think I've ever talked to trade options. So if you're looking at this chart, let me go to my pen here, and say you only have 5% between here and here. If it's a larger price stock where you're trading an option, you can make a bucket of money. And since I've started trading options, what we did is adjust it. Actually, on the scan, there are two scans now on the alert. There's one that's set up for the 10%, which the truth is you will get smaller price stocks. You won't get very many. You'll get a few every now and then, but you won't get very many because those expensive stocks, they just don't have 10% in it. It's just simple as that. It's just not there. So what we've done is we've cut that in half to 5% for those looking for those higher price stocks. So you can set your price up so that, or you can use an option watch list that we have in there, and now you can look for RBBs with only a minimum of 5% rather than 10%, and that helps with getting more alerts for the higher priced option type trades. So I just wanted to I remembered that. I don't think I have that on any other slide. I wanted to let everyone know there. Okay, here is DK. Here's DK, and you can see DK alerted, and it might have alerted a little earlier, and it probably alerted even later. This is just where I clip the actual alert. So here we are in a downtrend. Price has come, price rallied up again, an RBB. Money could have been made. We've pulled back to the 50-day simple, becomes an RBB setup again. Between here and the 200, between the 50 and 200, right in here, that is still an RBB setup. You don't have to buy them or always looking for them bouncing off the 50-day simple. So here I'm being alerted that DK is in fact an RBB setup, and I'm being alerted that it's a morning star signal. We can see the morning star signal here, right there. So that's one of the cool things that you can do with this is you can set up a strategy with your entry signal. So the strategy is, in this case, we're talking about the RBB, rounded bottom breakout, the RBB strategy. Now you can be alerted when there is a buy pattern. Morningstar signal is a buy pattern. So now I can decide if I want to buy it on the Morningstar or do I want to wait for a breakout. I mean, every trader's a little bit different on how you might handle that. But the Morningstar signal is what I would use, or the candlestick signal, or remember what we talked about earlier, the price action is what I want to use for my actual buy signal. So once again, we've accomplished, put everything in a strategy, and now we're showing the buy signals for different types of buy signals, whether it be a Morningstar signal, whether it be a bullish engulf or hammer or piercing candle. It could even be, you guys might have heard of pop out of the boxes or J hooks. We can also set that up in there. And I think I actually had a couple, I don't know if I used them on the slides, where J hook is setting up, or like I say, pop out of the box. You've got the, on the bullish side, you've got the Fig Newton maybe, things like that. So now you can take your strategy, only shop for your strategy, and then you can only shop for when that strategy gives you that buy signal. Now I've got this set up so that I can visually see it. You can also set it up so that it's a strategy and I only want to see Morningstar signals. You could do that. That's probably going to thin it down an awful lot, but that is certainly doable. I can already tell I'm running out over time. Here's STZ. STZ. And you can see it alerting right here. STZ, we're getting the alert. And here's the rounded bottom breakout. So you can come in here and decide, is that your trade for you? But once again, you don't have to sit through charts and always be flipping charts. You don't always have to, listening. I know we have a trading room, but you don't always have to be listening for that trade alert. You're able just to step back and look at your alerts and then watch them as they pop up, and you can make that decision. Is that the trade you want to make? So it's kind of like, I put up that easy button because this just really brings that trade right to you. Let's see. Okay, BBY. BBY was a monster here the other day. Just absolutely rocking. Well, when it started to create an RBB setup, and this is on a weekly, and I want to point that out. You can set up this strategy, for that matter, any strategy, any candlestick signal, anything we have on the scanner, you can set it up in multiple time frames. You can do it on a weekly time frame, daily time frame, 4 hour, right on down to 1 minute. So if you wanted to do this, look for RBBs on a hourly chart, all you've got to do is change this alert to hourly, and it will show you hourly RBB setups or any other strategy out there. Again, we're just talking about the RBB. So here it is, a BBY, and giving us that bullish signal here as it starts moving up over that 50-day simple moving average. Oh, wow. I went faster than I thought. All right. Okay. Here's a few things I want to show you inside the scanner when we set up a window. And this is the exact window I have set up for my RBB. And you can see it's called RBB for those, I'll say here it is. Okay, it's the bull rounded bottom breakout dash OPT. We're calling that for options. We may change that name. This one is cut back to 5% rather than 10% because I do trade options. So I've got this set to a daily. You can see that when I clip this, I mean, this particular thing is not live right now. There was 77 possible stocks found. If I wanted to see the results, I could see the results right in here. And I want to be alerted on the 15-minute chart when it starts moving. Even though it's a rounded bottom breakout on the daily, I want to know when it's moving in a 15-minute bar, making a new day high on a 15-minute bar. See, I've got this set right here to new day high. If I want to set this to, I want the 15-minute to be giving me a 2-day high maybe, I can go up here and just make a couple little adjustments up into this window to make that happen. I've got this marked red. And the reason I do is this is something that will be coming very, very soon, but an actual description of the alert you're using in here. So there'll be a description of the actual alert you have. I think that's kind of cool. And you might notice that I've got Bull Morningstar, Engulfing, Piercing, Hammer, J-Hook, 3-8 cross, bull trend. The bull trend is the 34 EMA trending, and then we have a 17 EMA bull trend as well. And I have those check marked, but I can't, this is not live, so this is the only shot we get of this. Well, let's talk about this one again. This RBB, see how that's filtered? Another way to think of that is absolute. So if I have that check mark, the only thing it's going to filter for is the rounded bottom breakout. But if I have these other scans on here, it will tell me when there's the bullish Morningstar or Engulf or Piercing or Hammer candle, just like we saw. Let's see, can I go back? Like the Engulf. It throws that dot up there, giving me the Engulf signal. Any questions? Like I say, I mean, and we can go look at a few things here. In fact, let's go do this. I'm gonna slide this out of the way just for a second, and let's go look at SPLK. And I'm looking at this because, I mean, this is obviously not a rounded bottom breakout. Obviously not. But what it is a blue ice failure, which is very much like the rounded top. Rounded top. And you can see SPLK alerting. Coop just came up. So let's go take a look at Coop. See how Coop, we're up here and we're starting a blue ice failure. The 50-day simples of blue ice failure. And this is very much set up in the way that the rounded bottom breakout. And I just wanted to show this because today I was getting a lot of these bearish alerts show up. And I thought, well, you know what? I should probably talk about this just a little bit here. So I just wanted to share that with you. Let's see if I can bring this back over now. I hope that didn't mess up the recording or anything. What chart system are you using? The chart system I'm using is TC2000, which, let me talk about that for a second, if you don't mind. Coming features, integration with TC2000. Yahoo! We're talking one-click chart change. So, as an example, here's my rounded bottom breakout. If I come over here and click on CAG, it'll change TC2000 chart. TC2000 chart. How cool is that? And that, I can't give a date, but I would bet within the next week or two, that will be available, that feature. Another feature that's coming out is user-friendly moving average and price action crossover or bounces. So what's going to happen is you'll be able to come in here and you'll be able to create, I mean, what is it? The oyster is your world, or the world is your oyster, or however that goes. You'll be able to create your own scans. If you want, I don't know, the 19 EMA crossing over the 32 SMA, you can do that. And those scans you'll be able to control, and you'll be able to make however you want to make them. We also offer personalized, customized scans for the more complex scans. It's also customized. We can take care of that on our end. We just need to know what rules you want in it, and maybe a chart example would be very nice as well. Support, when it comes to support, if everybody here is familiar with hit run candlesticks and right way options, and if you go to the hit run candlesticks right way options room 4, there's support in there just about every day. And if you need some personalized support, just drop us an email or something and we can set it up in there. So as an example, tomorrow, if you're not doing anything, tomorrow for users, now this will be for only the users of it, we're going to get into the weeds and setting up scans at 4:15 Eastern tomorrow. We'll be doing that in room 4. And then we have 2 user seminars, clinics next week planned to help set up scans, to answer scan questions and such, things like that. So when you think about that, the automation, how cool is it that you can automate when there's a bullish engulf being made, or a piercing candle, or a bearish engulf, or a dark cloud cover. You can automate those thrown in your lap just by setting up that particular alert for that. Moving average crossovers. We can define a bull trend. This happens to be the 34 bull trend, and well, we have 2 of them, the 34 and the 17. We can customize any one that you like. And then, of course, we have the bear trend. Karen's asking, will the LTA class be recorded? Yes, it will. Yes, Karen, absolutely. You know, if you want to find a bear Oreo chart pattern, we can do that. The Fig Newton chart pattern, the pop out of the box, automatically handed to you right on your lap. The bull pop out of the box, the bear pop out of the box, J hooks, T-line bands, the red-green line, T-line scans, the rounded bottom breakout that we're talking about today, the blue ice failure, the famous 3-8 trap. And you can do this in the following time frames: in a weekly, daily, 4-hour, hour, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, 3-minute, 1-minute charts. You can do that in any time frame, any one of these in any time frame. Okay, we're coming to the end. So here's the thing. If you are a member of Hit and Run Candlesticks, Right Way Options, or Top Gun Day Trading, your price is $97 a month. Now, I'm sorry, I had to block out the promo codes. If you're a member, you log into the website, you'll see this window right there, and the promo code will be right there. If you're a non-member, it's $147 a month. It is a true privilege to have members of Hit and Run Candlesticks and Right Way Options, and this is one of them. If you are a trial member, when you log in, you're still going to see this screen and you're going to see the password. So take advantage of this now if you can. It's well worth it, believe me. Let's see, Joe, a tribute to Ed Carter, designer of this program. Joe, you have, well, maybe you do have an idea. I can't even begin to put it in words, what he's done with this. It's absolutely amazing. So with this, and this is just a few, by the way, let's stop and think about this for a minute. A bullish candlestick you can find in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different time frames. So you can find this not only in different times. This is not all the alerts. That's what I'm trying to make. That's what I'm trying to explain here. Bullish candlesticks times 9. Now you can add it to something like the rounded bottom breakout strategy. It is endless what you can do. And it's not complicated. All you've got to know is what you want. And then a couple clicks and bada boom, bada bang, you're there. Pretty slick. Pretty slick. So, again, let's see the website. Ed, do you have a link to that? Oh, here, I have it right here. Give me a second. I'll post it out. If you're a non-member, well, that'll get you to if you want to buy it. Remember, if you're a member, please log in and take advantage of the discount. It saves you $50 a month rather than $147. It's $97 a month. There will be a user class. There will be a user class tomorrow at 4:15 where we will help you set up individual windows, alerts, like this one. Oh, here's another thing too. This is, oh, by the way, you have Canadian stocks in there as well. So say you're looking at this and you don't see it moving crazy. Well, it's because it's not, I mean, if they're not alerting, they're not alerting. But you want to see what's in the list, just take your mouse and click on that, and then it will bring up the results that are meeting the criteria. It'll bring up the criteria results. It's like, here's the bearish that I showed you. If you click on that, it'll bring up all the results that are meeting the criteria that you've set in it. Okay, where are we here? Whoops. I hope I didn't click something wrong there. There we go. Yeah, those updates are pretty cool. All right, anyone have any questions? Well, I'm making it, in 40 minutes. Perfect. Here's I'm going to bring this over here and let's go to the website. There we go. If you go to the website, again, and you're a non-member, just come over here to products. Here's live trading alerts. Come to this page and you can buy it. If you are a member, make sure you log in, get the password, then come over here and buy it, but use the password and it'll drop the price down to $97 a month. All right, I'm going to check out of here. I don't want to drag this on too much. For you users, people that have the scanner, I want to remind you tomorrow at 4:15 Eastern, right here in room 4, we will have a clinic to help set up alerts for you so you're up and running and we can answer any questions. Also, next week we'll be putting on 2, maybe 3 clinics to help set it up, answer any questions you might have on this. I'm going to move this out of the way. I just want to check on J&J for a second. Yeah, I just a chart that I've been watching. Sorry, I just wanted to check on that because I've got everything up here live. So, alrighty, folks. I want you to have a wonderful, wonderful day. Be safe this evening, and we will see you back in the trading room. Thank you very much for being here. Take care. Good night, everyone.